All right, Shalom. First, let's start by saying all praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Now, this is just a quick lesson, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 8. It says, "Remove out of the midst of Babylon, and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans, and be as the he-goats before the flocks." And all that's saying is, Babylon represents America, you know, and we have to come up out of the mentality or the mind frame of what America pushes, the philosophies of America, you know, and be as he goats before the flocks. Being a he goat is to be an example, like Timothy says. First Timothy chapter 4, verse 12, it says, or 11, it says, "These things command and teach, let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity." Right, man? So we're supposed to be an example of the scriptures, man. And when you're an example, you have all of these traits. Charity, faith, purity, and purity and spirit is, the spirit is the word, man. And we purifying ourselves more and more to be perfect, which is making us pure, man. Conversation, the talking about the scriptures, man. Because anything outside of that is wickedness, man. You know. All Jake and them sit up and do nowadays is talk about drugs, gangs, women, witchcraft. A lot of Israelites are gay. A lot of the women are lesbians. So they conversations. A lot done already told you about their conversations. And Peter, it mentions it. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1. It says, "But be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Yahushai." This Paul. "Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you." Right, so Paul was an example to us, man, on how to be an example of being a man, in this thing, man. "But I will have you know that the head of every man is Yahushai, and the head of the woman is the man." Right, so there's an order. Us men are supposed to be stepping up and being. We are the real, true alpha males, man. According to the Bible. That's all. Slocky, give me 1 second, because I just had two precepts popped in my head. I forgot them, and I just remembered them just now. Give me 1 second, Slocky. All right, Slocky. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11. I'm going to start back at verse 1. "Be followers of me, even as I also am of Yahushai." Yahushai was the ultimate alpha male, man. Right up under Yahweh. "Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you." Right? Keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, man. "But I will have you know that the head of every man is Yahushai, and the head of the woman is the man." So there's a set order, man. Esau is, uplifting the woman nowadays, putting the woman up over us, man, and that's what's destroying our nation, man. Today was what? Mother's Day, man. Mother's Day, only thing Mother's Day represents is the worship of the woman. And the head of Yahushai is Yahweh. So there was always a set order, man. You know, and we were always following that set order, man. We wasn't following, up behind. I mean, the Lord didn't have it to where we followed up behind no woman, man. Israel eventually ended up going off, man. And that's what actually hurt us because we stopped following the law, statutes, commandments. That's what actually the curses actually came from. It's like if it seemed like it's all over the place. I was kind of going in the spirit. I got a couple precepts wrote down. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Right, man? So we got curses upon us, man, for not listening to the law, statutes, and commandments that the Lord laid down for us, man. This is verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom. Right, man, because at one point in time, our women were feminine, man. Now they trying to fight us. A lot of women beating up men, getting men killed, arrested, child support, poisoning them, etc., man. It's a long list of wickedness that the women are doing to their husbands, man. And toward her son and toward her daughter, and that's the same difference. And your eye is likened unto your mind, because it's in Matthew, if I'm not mistaken, it says, if your eye be single, all this talking about is if your mind be single. It ain't talking about the one-eyed horse, man. Your mind has to be single, so her mind is evil towards her husband. Verse 57, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear. Right, so the women extremely wicked towards their kids, man. Kids are in the homeless shelter. Women are killing their kids. Oh, man, aborting them. The woman is the number one murderer on the planet right now, man, with this whole abortion thing. For she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. Right, and that's coming back. That happened in Masada, when the women start eating their children, man. So that's coming back to this empire because, the famine and everything is coming back, man. That's prophecy behind the wickedness of our nation and the wickedness of this kingdom, man. It says, it's like I skipped over the males. It's verse 54. It says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother and toward the wife of his bosom. So the men, the same difference, man. That's why right now the only alpha man is the Lord's elect, man. And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead. Right, and that's why the man lead their children and lead the women to watch their children, man. Because they have curses upon them too. But when you come back to this truth, man, you become that he-goat. You become that alpha male again, man. Right now, Jake and them are crouched over lions, going with the wind in the spirit of Satan, man. They're not alpha males, man. So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat. And that's coming back, man. Men gonna be eating their children nowadays, man. Israel has failed, man. But it's meant for them to go through this. So when they get in the kingdom, we have the elect. We ain't gotta go through this, but or make it through this. When they get back in the kingdom, they're gonna be, back on point, back in the spirit, back as being them alpha males, man. It says, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of the children whom he shall eat, because he hath nothing left him in the siege, no food, and in the straitness wherein thine enemy shall distress thee in all thy gates. Right, and look up the history on Masada, and that's gonna give you what happened, man. You know. Uh, Isaiah chapter, what is it? It's Isaiah 49:5. Oh, 49. I said Isaiah. It's like it. This is Genesis chapter 49, verse 9. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. You know, and the prey is our enemy, Esau, man. And we don't know who our enemy is no more. You know. Now Jake them dancing with the enemy. It says, from the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion. Right. So they don't have that alpha male stature. So with all these dating coaches coming out saying what an alpha male is and not, man, the scriptures tell you how a real alpha male is, man. You know, it says, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? Right, man, and only the Lord gonna be able to rouse us up, man. You know, we're not in our power, but a nice example of an alpha male was King Solomon. Alpha male strategy said, you gotta have your little rotation and everything. And we ain't in the time of having so many women, but have a nice little rotation, but you can't what do you say, if they get out of hand, you gotta let them go. What else he say? Like keep a rotation, cut them off, and all the above, man. Yeah, cut them off. He said cut them off and whatnot. If they get out of line or whatnot. But the true alpha male, Solomon was able to have what 700 women, 700 wives and princesses, and 300 concubines. He was able to keep all of them. We ain't in our kingdom, but we ain't supposed to just have sex with these women and cut them off. In the time we living in, that's best that you do get rid of them if they don't follow. But back then it wasn't like that, man. It's like a mental block. I had a precept, but give me 1 second. Let me read this Genesis one more again. Genesis 49:9. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion, as an old lion. Who shall rouse him up? Right. So, only person that's gonna be able to rouse Judah up is Yahushua, and that's what's been going on, man. But it's only to rouse them up for their destruction, because they wanna follow after the philosophies of America, man, and not after what the Lord got going on, man. This is Jake mentality nowadays, man, because all they do is look up to women. They worship women. They die for women. They run out of their wits. Scripture says they run out of their wits for women. Slack, give me a second. Hmm. Yeah, I think I can start at one. I can start. I'm just start at one and read into it, man. Because Jake and them have failed a long way, and right here is just gonna tell you what what we should be following, and that's the scriptures, the word. The word is what keep us in our alpha male state, which have all the nations look up to us, man. But this First Ezra chapter 4 verse 1, it says, "And Jacob called his sons and gathered." Salakia, let me see. It didn't even change. 4 and 1. They will show you. All right. This is First Ezra chapter 4 verse 1. It says, hold on, let me start up a little bit. Uh, this First Ezra chapter 3 verse 1. It says, "Now when Darius reigned, he made a great feast unto all his subjects, and unto all his household, and unto all the princes of Media and Persia, and to all the governors and captains and lieutenants that were under him, from India unto Ethiopia, of 127 provinces. And when they had eaten and drunken, and being satisfied were gone home, then Darius the king went into his bedchamber and slept, and soon after awaked. Then 3 young men that were of the guard that kept the king's body spake one to another, let every one of us speak a sentence. He that shall overcome, and whose sentence shall seem wiser than the others, unto him shall the king Darius give great gifts and great things in token of victory, as to be clothed in purple, to drink in gold, and to sleep upon gold, and a chariot with bridles of gold, and an head tire of fine linen, and a chain about his neck. And he shall sit next to Darius because of his wisdom, and shall be called Darius his cousin. His cousin. And then everyone wrote his sentence, sealed it, and laid it under King Darius his pillow, and said that when the king is risen, some will give him the writings, and of whose side the king and the 3 princes of Persia shall judge that his sentence is the wisest. To him shall the victory be given as was appointed. The first wrote, wine is the strongest. The second wrote, the king is strongest. The third wrote, women are strongest. But above all things, truth beareth away the victory. Now, when the king was risen up, they took their writings and delivered them unto him, and so he read them, and sending forth, he called all the princes of Persia and Media, and the governors, and the captains, and the lieutenants, and the chief officers, and set him down in the royal seat of judgment, and the writings were read before them. And he said, call the young men, and they shall declare their own sentences. So they were called and came in, and he said unto them, declare unto us your mind concerning the writings. Then began the first, who had spoken of the strength of wine. And he said thus, O ye men, how exceeding strong is wine! It causeth all men to err that drink it. It maketh the mind of the king and of the fatherless child to be all one, of the bondman and of the free man, of the poor man and of the rich. It turneth also every thought into jollity and mirth, so that a man remembereth neither sorrow nor debt. And it maketh every heart rich, so that a man remembereth neither king nor governor. And it maketh to speak all things by talents. And when they are in their cups, they forget their love both to friends and brethren. And a little after draw out swords. But when they are from the wine, they remember not that what they have done. O ye men, is not wine the strongest that enforceth to do thus? And when he had so spoken, he held his peace. Ay, ay, ay. All right, as you can see, Satan don't want my Ezra chapter 4 to work. This first Ezra chapter 4 verse 1, it says, Then the second that had spoken of the strength of the king began to say, O ye men, do not men excel in strength, that bear rule over sea and land and all things in them? But yet the king is more mighty, for he is Lord of all these things, and have dominion over them, and whatsoever he commandeth them they do. If he bid them make war the one against the other, they do it. If he send them out against the enemies, they go and break down mountains, walls, and towers. They slay and are slain, and transgress not the king's commandment. If they get the victory, they bring all to the king, as well the spoil as all things else. Likewise, for those that are no soldiers, and have not to do with wars, but use husbandry, when they have reaped again that which they have had sown, they bring it to the king, and compel one another to pay tribute unto the king. And yet he is but one man. If he command to kill, they kill. If he command to spare, they spare. If he command to smite, they smite. If he command to make desolate, they make desolate. If he command to build, they build. If he command to cut down, they cut down. If he command to plant, they plant. So all his people and his armies obey him. Furthermore, he lieth down, he eateth and drinketh, and taketh his rest. And these keep watch round about him, neither may any one depart and do his own business, neither disobey they him in anything. O ye men, how should not the king be mightiest, when in such sort he is obeyed, and he held his tongue? It says, Then the third, who had spoken of woman and of the truth, this was Zerubbabel, began to speak. It says, O ye men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or hath the lordship over them? Are they not women? And Jake worship women, man. Jake fall into these traps, with the women. They overindulge in the wine, but those things, are nothing compared to the truth, man. The truth is what makes men, alpha males, man. Not how many women you sleep with, not no drinking wine, not following no king's commandments, It says, O ye men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or hath the lordship over them? Are they not women? Women have borne the king and all. See, that's that woman worship, man. And that's what Jake be following after, man. You can't be no alpha male if you following up after a woman, man. And that's Jake mentality. Your mama brought, and the women say this all the time. I brought you into this war. Without the woman, y'all wouldn't be here. They just negate the fact that the men is the ones who plant the seed in the earth, man. Women have borne the king and all the people that bear rule by sea and land. Even of them came they, and they nourished them up that planted the vineyards, from whence the wine cometh. It said, These also make garments for men. These bring glory unto men, and without women cannot men be. And that's that famous saying that people be saying. If it wasn't for the woman, you wouldn't be here. Comments, that's why this world, that's why this place is gonna be destroyed. America gonna be destroyed, and and the Lord gonna set the order back into righteousness, man. Because people got the wrong mentality behind what an alpha male is, man. What being a man is, and who's the strongest, or who excelleth, like they said, like they speaking on. So and these were Persians speaking, man. It says, These also make garments for men. These bring glory unto men, and without women cannot men be. Yea, and if men have gathered together gold and silver, or any other godly thing, do they not love a woman, which is comely and favored in beauty? and letting all those things go, do they not gape, and even when open mouth fix their eyes fast on her? And have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold or any godly thing whatsoever? And that becomes worship. Hence the reason why they got Mother's Day. Jacob put these women on a pedestal and worship them, man. That's not being an alpha male, man. That's not being a man of the Lord. That's not being an example unto your nation, man. Until anybody. It says, a man leaveth his own father that brought him up, and his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither father, nor mother, nor country. But this also ye must know, that women have dominion over you. Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman? And yep, Jake didn't do that. Yeah, amen. And all that's talking about is work. Work and bring all your money and stuff to a woman. Yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and to steal, to sail upon the sea and upon rivers, and looketh upon a lion and goeth into darkness. Right, and that's the spirit that Jacob be in, man. You know, for a woman. And when he hath stolen, spoiled, robbed, he bringeth it to his love. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits, lost their minds, man, for women, and became servants for their sake. And this nation, this society, has it to where the men have to be servants to these women, man. You know. Now, a lot of the stuff these alpha males, so-called dating coaches and life coaches be saying, a lot of it be true, most definitely. But the real alpha males is those that are in the scriptures, man. It says, many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women. 28. And now do ye not believe me? Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Yea, did I see him, and yet did I see him, and Apamea the king's concubine and daughter of the admirable Bardicus, sitting at the right hand of the king, and taking the crown from the king's head, and set it upon her own head. She also struck, meaning smacked, the king with her left hand. And yet for all this the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. Right, man. So that wasn't no alpha male. And I ain't saying you hit your woman because you're going to go straight to jail. You know, but you don't let no woman just do what she wants to you, man. You got to take charge in your household, man. You know, as a man in this society, man. You know. It says, and taking the crown, and then women like when you put your hands on them anyway. Because they always trying to test. Scripture say she always hands is bands, trap us up, and her mind is snares and nets and whatnot. She's always trying to trap us up and stuff, man. You know, women do that to try to figure you out, conquer you, and then get rid of you, man. So she gonna always be trying to try you, man. You gotta know that these women are your enemy, man, and you are not to fall down up under them, to worship them, not to give them your time. You know, putting all your energy into them to try to figure them out, you know, and then become a servant unto them or whatnot, man, or just start chasing them. Ain't nothing wrong with looking up, you know, studying, you know, women nature and everything, but you don't become no servant and make that your life, you know. You got brothers that got daughters who probably ain't got a wife. You know, you gotta learn how to take care of your daughter and whatnot, you know, so. But it says, 1 Ezra 4:30, and taking the crown from the king's head and setting it upon her own head. She also struck the king with her left hand, and yet for all this the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. If she laughed upon him, he laughed also. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter, that she might be reconciled to him again. See? O ye men, how can it be? But But women should be strong, seeing they do thus. Then the king and the princes looked one upon another, so he began to speak. So look upon one another, Slakia. So he began to speak of the truth. O ye men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high is the heaven, swift is the sun in his course. For he compasseth the heavens round about, and fetcheth his course again to his own place in one day. Is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is the truth, and stronger than all things. All the earth calleth upon the truth, and the heaven blesseth it. All works shake and tremble at it, and with it is no unrighteous thing. Wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked, all the children of men are wicked, and such are all their wicked works, and there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness also they shall perish. Right, man. The alpha male understands that, man. As for the truth, it endureth and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth forevermore. With her there is no accepting of persons or rewards, but she doeth the things that are just, and refraineth from all unjust and wicked things. And all men do well like of her works. Neither in her judgment is any unrighteousness, and she is the strength, kingdom, power, and majesty of all ages. Blessed be the power of truth. And with that he held his peace, and all the people then shouted and said, Great is truth, and mighty above all things. Right, man, it was truth, man. This John chapter 17, verse 17. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. Right, so the word, man. Sanctify them, set them separate. Through thy truth. The elect is being set separate through the truth. That the word is the truth. The truth is the Bible, man. The true understanding of the Bible. That's how you become an alpha male, man. Like they said, women are wicked, wine is wicked, the king is wicked. The men are wicked, man. You know, ain't no righteous thing. You know, we are subject and made to go off. Esau is the damn devil, and the heathens they go off. You know, but the truth is what stands, man. The truth was guiding us and keeping us afloat. You know, that's what the Lord gave us, man. This world wasn't established by no man, man. The ultimate alpha male said that doing this is what makes you an alpha male. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Is it 4 and 5? Or is it Slakia? Yeah, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord Yahweh my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Right, man? So this truth is what lifts you up, man. This truth is what makes you an alpha, you know? Not women. I don't mean to bash on the women, but that's what this lesson is about, and it's Mother's Day, you know. Slacker. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 28. It says, no, I'm starting at verse 26. And I find more bitter than death And I find more bitter than death the woman. Right. So a woman is more bitter than death, man. You find yourself chasing up, it ain't nothing wrong with chasing, getting a woman, but being a servant unto women, bowing down to their every needs, letting them hit you and disrespect you and stuff, man. Ecclesiastes 7:26. I find more bitter than death the woman, whose mind is snares and nets, and her hands is bands. She always trying to set you up, trap you. Whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Behold, this have I found, said the preacher, counting one by one, to find out the account, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. Right. So one man among 1,000 men is going to be a righteous man, an alpha male man. Right now, and when Israel get back in the kingdom and everything will be back straight, and we all gonna be the alphas, you know. But a woman among all those have I found none. Women are wicked, man. You got these feminist women and what did you call them? Alpha women. Alpha women is just the same thing as a feminist woman. There's really no difference, man. You know, those women are wicked, man. The Lord ain't delivering no woman that's under that feminist vibration, man. I got one more precept. It's like if it's like I was all over the place. This 1 Corinthians chapter 11. First Corinthians chapter 11, verse 7, for a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of the Most High, but the woman is the glory of a man, and that's what we got to change, man. That's what Israel got to work on. The glory of us supposed to be the truth and not the woman, man. That's why Jake and them are running out of the wits for women, being servants unto women, uplifting these women, then worshiping these women, man. You know. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man, because the man was created first, man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman. Right, so there's a unity, man. You know, Jake and just be smashing these women and letting them go and turning them into hoes, and that's the men is messed up out here nowadays, man. The men got everything messed up, man. So it ain't just the women. The men lead the nation. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Lord, though. Let me see. It says, for as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman. They are one flesh. But all things of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. So we supposed to be one in the Lord, man. And you still an alpha male. You ain't gotta just sleep with as many women as you possibly can and just push them to the side, man. It's cool to have a woman. Paul said, if you burn, marry. The scriptures say the Lord made the woman for the man for us to come together and leave your mother and your father. You know, a lot of these alpha guys, they want women, but they just can't deal with them because of the wickedness that's going on. But in the time we living in, we can't. You got brothers that probably got multiple wives, but it ain't no time to be sitting there trying to multiply so many unto yourself, knowing what's going on, man. We gonna eventually get them women, man. And then you gotta have the right spirit and the right discipline, to even do stuff like that, man. And you always gotta be disciplined with that, because the women take. They only take your energy, man. take energy and they take your time. What the scripture say? It says, "He that is married care for the things of the woman, how he may please his wife." And the woman do the same thing, how she may please her husband. But he that doesn't have a wife, care for the things of the Lord. Same with the woman. You know, we're in that time we're supposed to be focusing on Yahweh Shema Shai, man. You know, but with that being said, call Allah Yahweh Shema Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing truth and sincerity. Shalom.